Hey guys, welcome back. Last video for learning of the week, which is a good thing because it's our only Tuesday. I'll have a quick little video tomorrow, Wednesday, for you to just prepare for your quiz tomorrow on Thursday. So this is the last learning. Instead of making two videos, I decided, hey, let's just make one longer one, and then that way you kind of have Wednesday as a time to get recouped back with some things, and then also on Thursday with your quiz, okay? So what we're going to do is now we are going to solve. Instead of just simplifying or adding or subtracting, multiplying, dividing, all that, we're going to tie it all together into solving, all right? So our job is to get x by itself. So what you need to do when you first start is look, can you quick factor, right? In this case, we can factor that top and x plus 5, x minus 5. And then we got x minus 5 on the bottom equal to 14. So always just try to look to make your life easier. X minus 5s cancel each other out. We get x plus 5 equals 14. And then it makes it super easy. Subtract your 5 to both sides and you get x is equal to 9. Right? Then you just want to make sure you plug that back in. And check your math. Hopefully that will work out for you. So we got 81 minus 25 gives you 56. 56 divided by 4 gives you 14. Life's all good. Answer works out. Okay? Go ahead, try this one. Factor that top quick. So I'd pause it, factor. Factors of negative 10 add to 3 are positive 5 and negative 2 over x minus 2. Again, our life made simple. X plus 5 equals 7. X equals positive 2. Then again, just make sure, and it doesn't matter if you plug it in at the beginning or before we canceled out, you check your answers, right? It says x equals 2. Well, when I go and I plug in 2, I'm going to get, and hopefully some of you tell me, stop, don't do it. I'm going to plug it into this one right here. 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 minus 2 is 0. Over 2 minus 2, which is 0. Oh no, we got dividing by 0 on the bottom. Can't do it. Not a solution, right? This one has no solution. Right? We tried to, didn't work out, made us divide by 2. So that's why it's important that we check your solution every single time. Okay? Well, now, what happens if you can't factor and reduce? All right? Flashing red lights. What happens if you can't? When you scroll down, it's going to look a little overwhelming. Okay? So I'll just go frame by frame, like Star Wars style here, but super slow. Okay? If there are two fractions equal to each other, we're going to cross multiply. If there's more than one fraction on a side, we are going to combine those fractions together. Okay? So we're going to do the change to addition, factor all denominators, multiply every term by the common denominator over 1, cancel. We'll talk about this, right? This is going to be new stuff right here. We're not going to combine them together, okay? We're going to get rid of all the negatives. We're going to factor the denominators, the bottom number, and then we're going to kind of do what we did yesterday with adding and subtracting fractions, but we're going to do something a little different with those factors, okay? We're going to just distribute everything into them. Denominators will cancel, and then we're left with an equation with no fractions, okay? That's what this stuff right here is. We're going to multiply, so all the denominators, bye-bye, see you later, no more fractions. We don't like fractions anyway. Let's get rid of them. And then we're going to multiply and solve. And then again, just like that last problem we looked at, we have to check for what we call extraneous solutions. Does your answer make sense in terms of the equation that we started with? Does it work? Is it an answer? You have to check. Okay, so let's zip on down. Right here, we have two fractions equal to each other. So we are going to cross multiply. So we're going to do 15 times x minus 6. And then equals 2x times x minus 4. Yuck. All right. Now we have to distribute 15x minus, so is that going to be 90, is equal to x squared minus 4x. Right? Now we have quadratic because we have a square on one side. So we are going to get everything to the right side. So we're going to subtract 15x to both sides. And we are going to add 90 to both sides to get the one side equal to 0. Equals x squared minus 19x plus 90. Okay. Now we have a factor pair of 90 that adds up to get negative 19. Now both of those factors have to be negative. And I'm just going to try some, divide 90 by 5, and I get 18. That isn't going to be it. 90 divided by 9 gives me 10. Oh, that one's going to be beautiful because it's going to be 9 and 10. Negative 9 and negative 10 multiply to get 90. Add up to get negative 9. So take each factor, set it equal to 0. X is equal to 9. X is equal to 10. All right, these are our two solutions. Now we want to go back up and just double check to make sure that they both work. So we're going to do 9 over 9 minus 6. Does that equal 15 over 9 minus 4? 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 over 3 is equal to 3. 15 over 5 equals 3. 9 works out. And you'll do the same thing for 10. 10 over 10 minus 6, which is 4. Does that equal 15 over 6? Divide each of them by 2. You get 5 over 2. Divide each of the ones on the right by 3 to reduce down. You get 5 over 2. Both of them are awesome answers. Move on to the next one. Okay? We don't have all these factors, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a 1. None of these guys. We're going to find our denominator. So all the factors, since these are the same factors, we have x and 1. So we're just going to take and multiply all of these factors by x. Okay, we're just going to distribute everything, right? If you do it to one side, if you multiply one thing by x, you got to do it to everything. So what's going to happen is when I multiply it here, I have 3 times x. Okay, when I multiply it here, multiply this one by x, the x's cancel out. Distribute here, minus 4x. Distribute it all the way over here. Again, the x's cancel out. We're left with something that looks like this. Now we would get the x's on one side, so I'm going to add 4x. And notice how all the fractions are gone now. So it's just a two-stepper, a little Texas two-stepper to end it out. Subtract 6 to both sides. We get 7x is equal to 15 minus 6, which is 9. And then divide by 7, we get 9/7. Okay, doesn't look the prettiest. I'm just rechecking my math, making sure we did everything right. Looks good. And then you would have to plug in, check in to see if it works. Okay, all right, go to this one, multiple fractions. So we're going to take and try to find a common denominator of everything. V, 3, and that's 3 and V together. So if we take and multiply everything by 3V. Distribute here. The 3V's cancel out. We're left with 8. Multiply it here by 3V. The 3's cancel out. So we're left with 1 times V, which is V. Multiply it over here by 3V. The V's cancel out. We have 1 times 3, which is 3. Subtract V equals 5. And again, you would look to plug in 1/5 plus 1/3. All right. does that equal 8/15? And it will, because you have to, I mean, if you don't want to use a calculator, multiply by 3, multiply by 5. 3 plus 5 is 8/15. So that works out. That's a good answer. All right. Now I'll go to this one. Again, multiple fractions. If these were the same denominator, I would combine the tops together, so then you have a fraction equal to a fraction. You can cross multiply. Okay. This one, x squared minus 9 is x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay. So when I'm going through, I have an x minus 3, I have an x plus 3, and I have those same two right here. So I'm going to multiply everything by x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay, that's our idea. So when you distribute to here, they all cancel out. I'm left with 18. You distribute to here, you have the x plus 3's will cancel out. So we have 2x times x minus 3. That factor of x minus 3 is left over. You multiply to that first one, the x minus 3's cancel out, and we have x times x plus 3. Addition sign in the middle. And then we would, again, we cleared our fractions. We have x squared plus 3x plus 2x squared minus 6x equals 18. We have a quadratic. Combine everything, get it all on one side. So x squared and 2x makes 3x squared. 3 minus 6 is negative 3x. And then subtract over the 18, we get it equal to 0. Lucky for us, all the numbers are divisible by 3 equals 0. So now solving a quadratic, you could do the, what the heck just happened there? All right, we could do the quadratic formula right here. All right, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared all over 4ac. Now you know, it's late. Sorry, that didn't even make sense. I even said it wrong. But you can use the quad formula. Or, quick factor this bad boy, factors of negative 6. That add up to negative 1, negative 3, and negative 2. I can't believe I did the quadratic formula wrong. It's all over 2a, but I don't, whatever I was saying, forget about it. Look it up online, okay? Now we have factors. Well, with this 3 out front, it doesn't matter because we would do 3 is equal to 0, which doesn't even make sense. We got x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0. So x equals 3, x equals negative 2. The only thing now we have to do is take a look at the beginning. What happens if I plug in 3? Okay, I'm going to get 3 over 0, don't even go on, right? Over 6 over 3 plus 3 is 6 equals to 18 over 3 squared is 9 minus 9 is 0. Ugly, does not look good. 3 is not part of our solution set. It's an extra answer, extraneous. Okay, then you would plug in negative 2 to make sure you did the right work. So go ahead, you guys try these two nice ones, and then again there's an assignment for Tuesday. Wednesday is just going to be a quick little recap video of some little tricks for your quiz on Thursday. Have a good week. Have a good day. After we do this, of course, right? So, got these as ones, so I'm going to take and multiply everything by x. That's going to be 3x. X's will cancel out with the x, so minus 18. And then x times x is x squared. It's quadratic. Get everything on one side and in order. Factors of 18. That add to get negative 6 would be negative 3 would be negative 6 and positive 3. Set each factor equal to 0. x equals 6, x equals -3. So these are our two possible answers. Let's just go back and double check. 6 minus 18 over 6, does that equal 3? You better believe it. 6 minus 3 is 3. Do the same thing with -3. Does -3 minus 18 over -3 equal +3? So that's -3 minus -6. That's a plus. -3 plus 6 is 3. So both of those are good answers. All right. This one. 3 and x are the magic numbers in this case. We're going to multiply everything by 3x. That's going to give us 6x. Multiply this by 3x. The x's cancel out, so we're going to be left with 12. Multiply over here. The 3's cancel out. We're left with 10x. Get everything. No, it's not quadratic, so just get the x's on one side. We get 4x is equal to 12. Divide by 4x is equal to 3. Plug it back in. You are not going to get dividing by 0, so I'm assuming our math is right. We're good to go. X is equal to 3. All right. Have a good day.